The final matches to the Women's Asian Cup have finally ended. Group C is now officially done, and all the knockout stage matches are officially up. You can all see who will face who. So now, I will be doing my video. I know I didn't do the Group B final matches review, so I'm going to do that along with the Group C matches review. So let's get into it. So in Group A, we had the two last matches. We had North Korea facing off against China, and then we had Uzbekistan facing off against Bangladesh. So first, let's go with the North Korea-China match. So both these teams knew if they got it was basically whoever gets top, they get top of it, and both wanted it. China are the current champions, North Korea is the underdog, dominant team in this one, and it was a very tight battle. But in the end, China came out on top. I mean, it was a close one. I mean, North Korea drew first blood, but then China came back with two great goals. And in the end, despite North Korea doing everything they could to get another goal, they just couldn't. And China was able to get that top spot. And North Korea, despite with the two wins, like they get second place, and I know they didn't want that. But China in this game, they've just been so consistent in all their matches. And I mean, these champions have been doing really well. In North Korea, we'll see how they do in the knockout stages. And now, Bangladesh versus Uzbekistan. So this was important. Uzbekistan needed to win, and they needed to win by 4 goals. Bangladesh, if they could advance, they needed 5 goals, win by 5 goals. So it was it was going to be a tough match because both teams, they definitely had a chance against each other. But in the first couple minutes, Uzbekistan, they drew first blood, scored a great goal. But then Bangladesh, they were slowly getting back on track. They almost managed to score a goal a few times, but they just couldn't. And in the end, Uzbekistan, they got 3 more goals, which was much needed. And in the end, that was enough for them to get through to 3rd place. So they automatically qualified. And sadly, Bangladesh became the 2nd team to be eliminated in this tournament. So it was pretty upsetting to see that happen. But I still want to say I'm really proud of this Bangladeshi side. I mean, these girls did well. And with some more training, they can definitely come back stronger. Uzbekistan, great job on them for getting the result here and keeping the small score sheets against both China and North Korea. And now on to Group C. India versus Chinese Taipei and Japan versus Vietnam. Chinese Taipei facing off against India. I really knew who was going to win this one, and I'm sure everyone knew Chinese Taipei would win it. And they did. I mean, it was pretty tough, though. I mean, both were going back and forth. India almost scored first. Chinese Taipei were almost scoring. They just couldn't. But throughout the game, Chinese Taipei, they were able to take charge of that one. India, they had an amazing free kick goal, which just went over the line. I'll put the goal scorer up here, but I mean, it was such a great free kick. And one of the best goals of this tournament. It has to be the top 10. But in the end, Chinese Taipei got the 3-1 win, so they get 6 points, and they're automatically going to go through. And now on to the Vietnam-Japan match. Japan, dominant team. Vietnam, they were in danger because they were most likely going to get 3rd place, and what they needed was to really not lose by more than 2 goals, to give them a fighting chance. In Vietnam, they were defending as much as they could against Japan, but it was just not enough because Japan, they found them back of the net 4 times. And sadly for Vietnam, because of the negative 4 goal difference, they ranked 3rd in the 3rd place ranking, so they are now out of the World Cup qualifiers, and it's really sad because I wanted to see them go through. I really love the Vietnamese side. And the fact that if they had drawn against Chinese Taipei in their 2nd match, Vietnam would have been they would have qualified for the knockout stages anyway. So in 1st place we had Japan, and then we had Chinese Taipei 2nd, followed by Vietnam, and then India, who's also eliminated. And for the 3rd place we had Uzbekistan in 1st, Philippines in 2nd, and Vietnam in 3rd. So overall, this group stage, it went the way I expected. Not a lot of shocks, but I mean, it was still great. I'm really excited for this knockout stages, so leave a like below, a comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all soon.